Good day, everyone. I am Kim Goltia. So today we will going to discuss our assigned topic, the fundamentals of strategic management. Learning outcomes. Define strategic management. Understand the advantages of strategic management. Explain the strategic management process in details. Outline the three levels of strategy. Describe Michael Porter's 5 forces model. Understand the different types of strategy. Explain Porter's generic strategies, and the last is to understand competitive advantage. So, what is strategic management? According to Duff, strategic management is the set of decisions and actions used to formulate and implement strategies that will provide a competitive superior fit between the organization and its environment so as to achieve organizational goals. So, this means strategic management involves making decisions and taking actions to align the organization with its environment to gain a competitive advantage and reach its objectives. Then, David and Coulter define strategic management as an art and science of formulating, implementing, and evaluating cross-functional decisions that enable organizations to achieve its objectives. So this definition highlights strategic management as a process that involves planning, execution, and assessment of decisions across different functions to reach organizational goals. Then, Robbins defines strategic management as the set of managerial actions and decisions that determines the long-run performance of an organization. So, this emphasizes identifying the organization's directions and aligning resources to achieve strategic objectives. So, strategic management involves constant planning. Constant planning is a key aspect of strategic management. It involves continuously assessing the environment, setting goals, and adjusting plans to stay on track. This ongoing process helps organizations adapt to changes, capitalize on opportunities, and achieve their objectives. Next is monitoring. Monitoring is a crucial part of strategic management. It involves tracking progress, measuring performance, and identifying areas for improvement. So, this helps organizations to stay on track with their goals, to identify and address issues early, to make informed decisions, and to adjust strategies as needed. So, effective monitoring enables organizations to respond to changes and optimize their performance. And the next is analyzing. Analyzing is a key step in strategic management. It involves examining internal and external data to understand the organization's strengths and weaknesses, to identify opportunities and threats, to assess market trends and competition, and to evaluate performance and progress. So this analysis informs decision making, helps set priorities, and guides strategy development. So the next is assessing all essential factors in environment. So assessing environmental factors is critical in strategic management. This involves evaluating the internal factors, strengths, weaknesses, resources, and capabilities. Then the external factors is market trends, competition, economic conditions, and regulatory environment. and then the opportunities and threats, and it also evaluates the stakeholder needs and expectations. So, in strategic management, managers develop strategies that involve all the basic managerial functions, namely planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. So, planning is the process of setting goals, identifying actions to achieve them, and allocating resources. It involves defining objectives, analyzing situations, identifying options, selecting courses of actions, allocating resources, and establishing timelines. So, planning helps organizations to set directions, to provide action, to allocate resources effectively, and to anticipate challenges and achieve goals efficiently. So, leading. Leading is the process of influencing, motivating, and directing people to achieve organizational goals. It involves inspiring and motivating teams, communicating vision and strategy, guiding and supporting staff, making key decisions, fostering a positive culture. So, effective leading helps organizations to drive performance, to build engagement, to develop talent, to achieve objectives, and to adapt to change. Then the next is organizing. Organizing is the process of structuring and allocating resources to achieve goals. It involves designing organizational structure, assigning tasks and responsibilities, allocating resources, people, funds, and equipment, and then establishing systems and processes, coordinating efforts. So, effective organizing helps organizations to maximize efficiency, to clarify rules and expectations, to enhance productivity, and to improve communication. And the last is to achieve objectives. And then next is controlling. Controlling is the process of monitoring, measuring, and adjusting performance to ensure goals are met. So it involves setting standards and benchmarks, tracking progress and performance, then and identifying deviations and issues, taking corrective actions, and evaluating outcomes. So effective controlling helps organizations to stay on track, to identify and address issues, and to optimize performance, to achieve goals, and to improve quality and efficiency. So, why strategic management? Strategic management helps strategic thinkers recognize the changes that occur in the environment well in advance and guides them in bringing their organizations to positions better than those of their competitors. So, strategic management enables organizations to anticipate environmental changes, respond proactively, position themselves competitively, outmaneuver competitors, and achieve sustainable advantage. By doing so, organizations can stay ahead of the curve, capitalize on opportunities, mitigate risk, drive growth and success. So effective strategic management help organizations navigate complex environments and achieve their goals. So according to DAF, strategic management answers the following questions. What development and transformations are seen in the environment? What sort of products should we develop? And the last is, how are we going to come up with these products efficiently? Then, Robbins and Coulter firmly believe that strategic management has noteworthy and positive effects on organizational performance. and have highlighted the following. First is, success is produced by the right type of strategy adopted by the organizations. And next is, managers should constantly scan ever-changing environment and undertake required changes. And next is, strategic management coordinates all cross-functional activities and decisions. And the last is, most of the decisions made by managers involve the use of strategic management, which at present is widely used by all sectors. So, strategic management includes analyzing internal and external factors, formulating continuous plans, implementing action plans, and evaluating these plans. Then strategic management creates a commitment to strategic planning, which represents an organization's ability to set objectives, which in turn helps identify the essential course of actions that can produce these results. So, strategies. What is strategy? Strategies are the term refers to the integration of a set of actions which help exploit core competencies and gain competitive advantage. So, in short, strategies integrated set of actions exploit core competencies and gains competitive advantage. Then the next is strategic planning. Strategic planning helps an organization decide on its direction and focus through a review of internal and external realities. So strategic planning, in short, defines organizational directions, reviews internal and external realities, and then set focus for the organizations. Then long-term objectives. Long-term objectives is necessary to success of an organization in relation to a specific result and to the process of accomplishing the mission, providing a specific directions and focusing on coordinations. So long-term objectives is essential for success. Specific results oriented guides mission accomplishment and focuses coordination. Annual objectives. Annual objectives are short-term targets that organizations aim to achieve as a prerequisites to fulfilling long-term objectives. So, annual objectives are the short-term, sila ang mga short-term targets, prerequisites for long-term objectives. Then, help achieve long-term goals. Then the last is policies. Policies denote the means to achieve annual objectives. So, policies are means to achieve annual objectives. They are the guidelines for decision making and support objective attainment. So, in summary, strategies are developed through strategic planning, which sets long-term objectives. Then annual objectives are set to achieve these long-term goals, and policies guide the decision-making process to attain these objectives. There are 3 stages of strategic management. First is strategy formulation, consists of building up a vision and mission, recognizing the internal opportunity that external recognizing the external opportunity and threat, as well as strengths and weaknesses, creating long-term goals and alternative strategies, and selecting an ideal strategy to follow. So, So, strategy formulation involves building vision and mission, defining the organization purpose and directions, then analyzing external factors, identifying opportunities and threats in the environment, and then assessing internal factors, recognizing strengths and weaknesses, then creating long-term goals, which is setting objectives that align with the mission and vision, and then developing alternative strategies, generating options to achieve goals. And the last is selecting a strategy, choosing the best approach to achieve objectives. So this process helps organizations develop a roadmap for success, leveraging strengths, mitigating weaknesses, and capitalizing on opportunities. So, the next is strategy implementation. Strategy implementation facilitates the executions of formulated strategy by establishing annual objectives, policies, procedure, and efficient allocation of resources. So, strategy implementation involves establishing annual objectives, setting specific, measurable targets, and then developing policies and procedures, guiding decision-making and actions, and then allocating resources efficiently, assigning people, funds, and assets to support strategy execution. So this process translates the formulated strategy into action, ensuring effective execution and progress toward goals. It requires strong leadership, communication, and monitoring to achieve success. And then the last is strategy evaluation. Strategy evaluation procedures are implemented to help the manager and identify whether the implemented strategy is working well according to the preset standards. So, strategy evaluation involves monitoring and assessing the effectiveness of implemented strategy, comparing actual performance with preset standards and goals, identifying deviations, issues, or areas for improvement, and then taking corrective actions to address gaps or optimize performance. And then this process helps manager to determine strategy success, to identify areas of adjustment, to inform future strategy development, and to optimize resource allocation. So, effective strategy evaluations ensures the organization to stay on track and achieve its objectives. So, there are 5 steps of strategic management model. So step 1 is identify organizational vision, mission, and goals as well as the relevant strategies. So step 1, define vision, mission, and goals. So vision is your future aspirations, and the mission is your purpose and reason for being. And then your goals is your specific objectives. Then step 2, conduct an external analysis to identify strategic factors that may require changes. So this step is followed by internal analysis. An organization's values that create skills and resources which help organization gain an edge over competitors are its core competencies. So, step 2 is analyze environment. External analysis, identify opportunities and threats. And then internal analysis is to identify strengths, weaknesses, and core competencies. Step 3, Identify and formulate a strategic alternative that is appropriate to the specificities of the organization. Strategies should be formulated for the corporate, business, and functional level. So, step 3 is to formulate strategy. Develop strategic alternatives and formulate strategies for corporate, business, and functional levels. Then step 4, implement the strategy. The execution of the formulated strategy occurs after environmental analysis, SWOT analysis, and identification of strategic goals. So, step 4, implement strategy. Execute the formulated strategy, allocate resources, and assign tasks. And the last is step 5, evaluate the strategy. If deviations are identified in relation to the implemented strategy, corrective actions should be taken. So step 5, evaluate strategy. Monitor and assess performances and identify deviations and corrective actions. So this process helps organization achieve their goals by analyzing their environment, formulating effective strategies, implementing them, and continuously evaluating and improving.
Benefits of strategic management. Strategic management helps organizations come up with better strategies that are rational, meaning making decisions based on reason or facts, systematic, meaning doing things step by step and organized, and logical, meaning using clear and sound reasoning. It enhances communication, decentralizes the process, and gives more autonomy for better performance. So, in short, strategic management helps the organization to be organized, forward thinking, and flexible. Some of the benefits identified by Greenlay are listed below. First, helps identify and prioritize the available opportunities. Strategic management helps a company see what opportunities are available and decide which ones are most important to focus on. For example, sa isa ka clothing brand na sa stores lang nagasell, when they try to analyze the market trends, na-notice nila nga mas daghan jud og namalit through online. So, nag-identify sila sa duha ka opportunities. First is mag-open sila og laing stores, or second kay mag-start sila online selling. So through strategic management, they look at the pros and cons and na-realize nila nga selling online will reach more customer and cost less. So, nag-decide sila nga mag-focus na lang sa pag-build og online store, and that way, wala na sila nag-waste og time and money sa less effective nga ideas. Second, achieves better coordination and control. It keeps everyone on the same page, making it easier to coordinate work and monitor progress across departments. For example, sa car company, nagplano sila na mag-launch og bag-ong electric vehicle. The design team, engineers ug marketing department kay naay lain-laing roles. But through strategic management, their work is properly coordinated. Nag-share silang update, nag-adjust silang timeline, and make sure nga every part sa plan fits together. This kind of coordination helps the company stay organized, avoid mistakes, and meet deadlines. Third, facilitates better support for reach objectives. When everyone understands the goal, it's easier for people to cooperate and work together to achieve them. For example, sa retail chain that wants to improve the customer satisfaction. So, with strategic management, ang company nila is nag-set of goal, which is make every customer visit a 5-star experience. So, ang bawat team na align. Sales staff focus on friendly service, customer service resolves complaints quickly, og ang store managers keep the stores clean and organized. Kay everyone supports the same objectives and nag-improve ang customer satisfaction nila more effectively. Next is allows effective allocation of resources in accordance with the opportunities. It helps the company use its money, time, and people wisely, putting them where they make the biggest impact. For example, si sa tech startup nga nag-develop both mobile apps and web software. Through market research, na-notice nila nga ang demand sa new mobile app is growing fast, while ang interest sa web software kay nag-decline. So, the company decides to focus more on mobile app, like mag-hire og extra developers, invest sa marketing ug mag-upgrade og tools while nag-reduce og resources sa web software. This way, the startup makes the better use of its resources, increasing its chances of success and growth. Creates a favorable attitude toward change. It encourages employees to change as something positive and necessary instead of something to be afraid of. For example, balik ta sa retail chain. This time, nag-introduce sila og new ordering system. Without guidance, staff might feel unsure or overwhelmed. So, ang gibuhat sa company kay gi-explain ang reason sa change, nag-provide og training, and shows how it will work easier. As a result, ma-develop na dahil sa mga employee ang positive attitude toward change, adapt faster, and support the company's goals. Next is encourages forward thinking and provides an enthusiastic approach for facing problems. It helps the organization look ahead, prepare for future challenges, and face problems with confidence and energy. For example, si isa ka food delivery company nga nag-struggle tungod sa traffic delays. Instead na mag-wait sila nga naay complain, nagplano din sila og better idea, which is giusab nila ang routes, invest in GPS tracking, or even explore bikes or scooters para paspas ang delivery sa mga busy area. This forward-thinking approach helps the company para masulbad ang problems, stay ahead of competitors, and keep customers happy. So lastly, integrates individual behavior with clear-cut responsibilities. Everyone knows what their role is and how their work contributes to the company's success, which builds teamwork and accountability. For example, ang school is nag-organize og annual cultural festival, tapos walay klaro ang rules nga gihatag sa ilaha, sa teachers, students, ug staffs. So, ang strategic management kay lang gibuhat is gihatagan nila clear assigned roles. Ang teacher ang mag-coordinate sa sked, ang students ang mag-handle sa performance og decorations, and ang staff ang maoy mag-manage sa refreshments. Kay tungod kabalo na ang tanan sa ilang responsibilities, ang festival runs smoothly and successfully. So there are 3 levels of strategies. First is the corporate level strategy, business level, or functional level. Corporate level strategies. Corporate level strategy is the overplan of the top management intended for the entire organization and the organization's strategic business units. Ang corporate level strategies is like the big picture game plan for an entire organization. It's about deciding kung unsang klaseng business ang gusto sa company and how will create value across all different parts. While ang individual department or divisions nag-focus sa day-to-day operations. Ang corporate level strategy look at the organizations as a whole. Growth strategy is a corporate strategy which is usually used when an organization intends to expand and increase the products it offers or the market it serves, either through its existing business or through new businesses. It is classified into concentration, vertical integration, horizontal integration, and diversification. Concentration expands the primary of business by increasing the products or services, or both. Pasabot, ang company kay wala ga-focus sa resources o efforts sa single industry, product market o customer segment kaysa magpalahi-lahi. For example, sa McDo, Starbucks, o Subway kay nag-rely sila sa concentration strategy para ma-achieve nila ang dominance or ang power sa market na nag-allow sa competitors to act independently. So naay tulo ka buok under sa concentration. First is market penetration, second is market development, third is product development. Ang market penetration refers to gaining an additional share of existing markets using current products. So it is a strategy para makagain og larger share sa nag-exist nga market gamit ang current products. For example, ang McDo kay nag-start og gamit og Latino themes in some advertisements para makagain og daghang customer gikan sa specific population. So next is the market development. It refers to a strategy through which organizations sell the existing products in new markets. So ito ang strategy na nag-introduce og existing products sa bag-ong market. For example, ang Starbucks kay nagka-sell og coffee beans dili lang silang store but also sa grocery shops. Last is the product development. Product development emphasizes the creation of new products to serve existing markets. So, ito ang strategy to create new products to sell customers in an existing markets. For example, ang McDo kay nag-offer sila og healthy items para ma-satisfy ang customers ka nag-maintain sa ilahang good nutrition. So, next, classification of growth strategy. So, vertical integration, it is classified into backward or forward vertical integration. So, this is a business strategy where a company acquires or merges with businesses at different stages of its supply chain para makontrol ang entire process from raw materials to distribution. So, it is classified as backward and forward vertical integration. Ang backward vertical integration kay ang company nag-take over sa supplier moving upstream in supply chain. Upstream meaning nag-involve sa sourcing raw materials. Ang example sa backward vertical integration kay ang car manufacturer kay nagpalit og tire company. Dayon, ang forward vertical integration refers to a type of integration in which the organization gains control of output by controlling the distribution channel and eliminating intermediaries. Meaning, ang company is nag-take over sa distributors o retailers, moving downstream. Downstream meaning final process sa production and sale of goods where finished products are created and sold to consumers. Examples sa forward vertical integration kay ang clothing manufacturer nag-open og own retail stores. Next classification of growth strategy is horizontal integration. This integration appeal to many because it is based on the similarity of products, ends competition between businesses, and maximizes profit by monopolizing. So this is a business strategy where a company acquires or merges with another company operating in the same industry at the same stage of the supply chain. So an example sa horizontal integration kay ang car manufacturer acquiring a competitor that offers the same product and services. So ang kalahian sa vertical o horizontal integration kay ang vertical, ang manufacturer mismo ang mupay og supplier o distributor. Ang horizontal kay ang retailer nagbay sa another retailer. Diversification, a business growth method where a company expands into new market or introduces new products and services to increase revenue and reduce risk. So there are two types of diversification, the related and unrelated. Related diversification is used to sell new products through the existing distribution channel. So it is a company decides to expand new products or markets that connected that to what it already does. For example, kung ang company nga nag-manufacture og summer clothing, nag-decide nga mag-invest sa winter clothing. Next is the unrelated diversification. It is the expansion of business by merging or acquiring organizations in totally unrelated industries for higher financial returns. For example, when a company decides to expand into products or markets that are completely different from what it is already does. For example, ang toy manufacturer kay nag-manufacture pod og mobile phones. Stability strategy, a corporate strategy that prevents noteworthy and momentous changes in organization. It is when a company decides to maintain its current position without taking big risks or trying to grow too quickly. This goal is to maintain the company's current size, products, customer base, and market share. For example, si Saka small ice cream shop nga popular siya in town for years. Instead of opening new locations or mag-offer og laing flavors or mag-start og delivery services, nag-focus na lang ang owner na i-keep ang shop into running smoothly og maintain ang favorite classic flavor sa ice cream. This helps the shop stay successful without taking big risks. Renewal strategy addresses the organizational weaknesses that lead to a decline in performance. It is when a company decides to revise or fix the business because it's facing problems or declining performance. Retrenchment strategy facilitates the identification and elimination of less critical weaknesses and reinstating of strengths to overcome existing performance problems. Ang retrenchment strategy kay nag-eliminate og any operation nga dili na mag-create og profit para ma-stabilize ang finances and ma-reinvest ang current funds sa operation nga makagain og profit. For example, ang Nokia carrying out 4,000 job cuts and the Fujitsu unit in the UK cutting down 1,200 jobs because of the economic crisis. Next is turnaround strategy. Is used when the organization's performance problems are dangerous and critical. So it is when a company that is facing serious problems or loses takes actions to reverse its decline and become profitable again. For example, ang sa Accenture, muna siya ang good example because when a company failed to grow with current products, it decided to expand into another industry through new product development and by using its company image and loyal customers. Corporate portfolio analysis is usually used when the organization is involved with many businesses. This strategy was created by Bruce D. Henderson for Boston Consulting Group in 1970. So it is a tool for evaluating and reviewing the composition of investments, assets or projects of a company or an individual. So this is the BCG matrix. It is used to help companies analyze their product portfolio by categorizing them into 4 distinct categories based on their market shares and growth rates relative to their largest competitors. So, ang 4 distinct categories kay cash cows, stars, question marks, and dogs. Ang cash cows kay ang market share is high and market growth is low. Ang stars kay ang market share ug market growth kay both taas. Ang question marks kay ang market share is low and market growth is high. Ang dogs kay both market share and market growth is low. So the next level of strategy is the business level strategy. It is determine how an organization should compete within its SBUs. Some corporations have different divisions called SBUs which have unique missions, competitors, product lines, and markets. So ang business level strategy kay nag-focus sa pag-define kung kinsa tong target customers, what customer needs will be satisfied, and how those needs na ma-meet through a company's core competencies and resources. So it is about what, who, and how. What is being satisfied, who is being satisfied, how are they being satisfied. So SBU meaning Strategic Business Unit. Under business level strategy kay ang competitive strategy. So according to Michael Porter, business level strategies, also known as competitive strategies, result from 5 competitive forces which are seen in the environment and are focused on how the organization will compete with each of its businesses. So according to Michael Porter, competitive strategies kay plano nga makatabang sa company nga mag-decide kung unsaon pag-compete sa market. Porter explained that every business faces competition from different directions. So in order to survive and succeed, kinahanglan siya og clear strategy. So Michael Porter's 5 forces are threat of new entrants, threat of substitutes, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, and current rivalries. First is a threat of new entrants. So this is how strong the competition is among existing companies. Second is the threat of substitutes. It is whether ang customer kay pwede mag-switch sa laing products nga ma-meet ang ilahang needs. For example, kay ang tea, pwede siya ma-substitute sa kape, or streaming can replace cable TV. Next is the bargaining power of buyers. It is how much influence customers have on prices and choices. So if low ang imuhang ginabaligya, dumungog jud kag daghang customer. Pero if mahal, possible nga moadto sila sa laing competitors nga mas mubo og presyo and ma-satisfy pud ilahang needs. Next is the bargaining power of suppliers. It is about how much influence suppliers have on the company. Supplier power is high when there are few suppliers. They are concentrated or ang products kay nag-provide og crucial o unique. So lastly is the current rivalries. It is about how strong the competition is among existing companies. If daghang strong competitors, companies must work harder to succeed. Competitive advantage is an organization's core competency which helps it gain an edge over its competitors. The organization that does something better than others has an advantage, which is gained by offering better value, low prices, better service, and greater benefits. So it is what makes a company stand out from its competitors. Basically, it's the company's main strength or skill that helps it do something better than others in the market. Makagain ang company og competitive advantage sa lain-laing pamaagi, like offering better value, paubos sa presyo, paghatag og better service, or mag-provide og unique benefits nga wala sa laing company. Porter's generic strategies. According to Porter, organizations should select a strategy that will give them a competitive advantage based on their strengths, core competencies, and the competitors' weaknesses. So there are 4 Porter's generic strategies. First is the cost leadership strategy. Ang goal ani nga strategy kay ang company mamahimong lowest cost producer sa industry. By keeping cost low, maka-offer ang company og more affordable prices and maka-attract pagdaghang customers. Second is the cost focus. This strategy focuses on basic product, possibly a product that is similar to higher priced ones, which can be acceptable to the consumers who are popularly called me-toos. So nag-focus ni siya sa specific group of customers by offering a simpler or basic version sa product. Ang product ay usually same sa higher priced option pero cheaper, making it attractive sa budget-conscious buyers. Next is the differentiation focus. Ang target is ang specific group of customers with unique needs and preferences. For example, kay ang Rolls-Royce sa car industry. So nag-focus sila sa luxury car buyers na ganahan og high quality, custom-made vehicle. So by offering specialized features and quality, Rolls-Royce meets the unique need of its niche market. So differentiation leadership. Ang target kay ang large market and aims to achieve competitive advantage by offering products that stand out for competitors. Example kay ang Apple. Ilang product like iPhones o MacBooks kay na-sold in higher price. Pero ang customer kay nagpalit tungod sa innovative design, advanced features, ug excellent user experience. So the last level of strategy is the functional level strategy. It is an organizational strategy used by various functional departments to support business and competitive strategies. So nag-focus sa unsaon paggamit sa resources efficiently, pag-improve sa productivity o pag-build sa special skills nga gahatag og advantage sa company. Naadra ang marketing, production o finance. So planning. Planning is an often referred to as primary management function because it creates the basis for all functions performed by managers, namely organizing, leading, and controlling. So it involves goals, which are the desired outcomes, and plans are the steps to achieve those goals. It helps the company set direction, reduce uncertainty and waste, and establish standards for evaluating performance. So lastly, for this topic is the planning types. Plans can be classified based on the breadth, specificity, time frame, and frequency of use. So based on breadth, plans are classified either strategic or operational. Production plans, functional plans, marketing plans, and human resource plans are typical types of plans. So it can be classified based on the breadth, specificity, time frame, and frequency of use. Strategic plan kaya ang broad o long-term nga nag-guide sa entire organizations sa overall goals. Ang operational plan kay more specific o short-term goals, using the departments to achieve strategic goals.